good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous this week and year. As you guys know, I kind of took a little lull in the breaks of 2020 and the craziness, and just had to focus, had to really think through my entrepreneur journey, not only as a dad that wants to sacrifice my entire life for my family, but then also I have to survive and try to get through a pandemic, and seeing some of our customers having a tough time, us having a tough time, because of customers leaving and things like that, to manage it on their own, to survive. And it's all understandable, and so with the crazy year, it really kind of taught me many lessons that I think maybe some of those that are out there need to hear. And I hope this does provide any light to what you're going through, where you're at, and knowing that there is a brighter journey, but trying to take any chances you can, any shots you can. And so it's really, now this video is all about the entrepreneur, the Papa entrepreneur of 2021, after what we went through. And now really my journey, guys, has been this. I have to find other ways of making revenue, not only as an investor, but also as specifically an entrepreneur that counted on a specific type of revenue from the social business, still actually having clients sign up, new clients, and working with new campaigns, but lost some because, let's just be real, what happened. And still some customers are still actually closed amongst things being open, because they're in the entertainment or other etc. Fields, which are not our last to open. But the biggest point I learned is that you got to be willing to pivot. And so I can tell you, March hit, and I didn't necessarily take it completely seriously because I thought we were going to be out of it shortly, and then it just kind of kept on piling. And finally, I started, thank goodness, learning my hobby and journey of memorables and collectibles. I kind of got aware to the sports cards industry after Kobe passed, and just kind of looked back into my collection and kind of looked back into the things that I had in the past and said, wow, what stuff do you have that maybe you can either sell or you can kind of learn about? And I started learning about the slabs, or if you want to call it grading, PSA grading companies, where if you have your card in a certain grade, this is a Travis Kelce rookie refractor, a graded 9, and learning about the grading, 1 through 9, 1 through 10. Most of it are 1 through 9s, but 10s are a premium, and they are the investor, if you want to call it, piece. And a lot of the PC collectors that are real serious about it will only buy PSA 10s. But I started going on the journey and learning about sports cards, and actually eventually we created a business called Living the Dream Sports Cards, where we're giving out primarily a lot to the customers up front, constantly giving, shipping fast, giving bonuses, having fun contests on our social, always kind of trying to surprise and delight the customer as much as possible, and then offering good prices as much as possible too, to be competitive, as well as also trying to make some revenue. And what I learned, guys, is if I had not started that business, my company and corporation would not be as strong as it is possibly today, or even going forward. Because what we did is we started learning about submissions on PSA. We actually started submitting cards to PSA, and we have a backlog of cards with them that will over the months in the coming year or so will be coming back to us, as well as we have cards that we've purchased, as well as understanding just even how to sell raw cards and how to just basically sell things. Even these old autographs, I have sold many of these now on the Living the Dream sports card business. And what I learned in 2020 was you just got to be willing to pivot. And so I'm working harder than ever. I was talking to my dad about that yesterday. It's not even easy, but I'm working harder than ever. But I'll tell you this, the joy is this: the customers are completely different than my social media customer. So the beauty of this business is it's actually a consumer. And typically my businesses that work with me on my agency are agencies, or they're actually specific direct businesses in the social media agency. And so they're completely different. And I literally am realizing that that's a really important factor, is to have businesses in different industries or separate, so that if one's down, the other one could possibly be up, and they're not necessarily correlated. They're not both business customers. And that was a huge epiphany, and we're still on our journey. If you guys are on Instagram, please check us out, Living the Dream Sports Cards, or on eBay, check us out, the same handle, Living the Dream Sports Cards. And you can see we really do give back and make some purchases if you'd like. I really appreciate it. The next thing I learned, guys, is to listen to your heart. So you guys maybe know I have the Be Real Show. Been doing it for 8 or 9 years. We've also had tons of guests, 315, 20 episodes now recorded with different types of entrepreneurs, from social media to full-scale, big-time entrepreneurs like Tom Bilyeu, and the biggest hitters in the world have come on. Not all of them, because we still want Gary Vee and we still want Tony Robbins and Taylor Swift and Oprah, but we're working. We're willing to put in the work before we get the reward. And what I learned, guys, is to listen to your customers. So eventually one of my podcast guests asked, hey, do you guys know any other guests, other places you could help me out with getting promoted on shows? And I was like, wow, like any good business idea, I thought to myself, this is another one, guys. Not only do we get tons of requests from podcast agencies and booking companies, which we love, but we also realize that this is actually a service. And like my social media business, it's not completely the business itself that is hiring us. It's actually the business owner to promote their book, maybe to promote something specifically in their life, or just to go on these shows to tell their story. It's very interesting. Everyone's motivations are a little bit different, but the point is, we found now another business. So me and our friend Kenny, we started ilovepodcast.com. That's ILUV podcast.com. ilovepodcast.com. Basically just because me and Kenny's both said we love podcasts. And so we just created this business helping people that want to be featured on shows. And we have a guarantee, so we'll get you the bookings with aligned shows to your audience, to the people that you know are going to possibly act. As well as, like I said, this is the new way of people getting out there and exposing yourself to new audiences. Both if you're a podcast host, if you have a website, startup, app, anything. We've seen all different types of businesses now reaching out to us. And so now we know all you have to do in life, I've always believed, is believe in yourself and act. And so I literally in 2020 was willing to say, hey, sports cars are something I love. I'm willing to put in more work. Let's act. The next thing at the end of 2020, me and my buddy Kenny were like, dude, we got to just figure this out. As we were seeing the social media business is not coming back exactly the same. And we said, we got to act. And so now we got ilovepodcast.com, which is basically helping you get on awesome shows. I mean, big time shows, or even small, but that are niche, that are focused to your audience, and get you a guest appearance. And so let's just be real. Now we've created 3 different businesses. One was the real-time agency, which has always been the bread and butter. The second now is the sports car business, which is also into Pokemon and collectibles and art and all different types of things. And then lastly is a podcast promotion, if you want to call it, or basically an agent for you to get on other podcasts. And so 3 different audiences. But the point is, guys, think about this in your day. The businesses that you create could possibly help you not only survive, but maybe even thrive in a crazy year. And I think even coming forward, we're going to have some toughness. So please be willing to be resilient, put in the extra work, and listen, and let's go.